guys, welcome back. And as mentioned previously in this video, we are going to talk about the impact of your avatar on branding. Now, we've talked about branding in the past, and when we were talking about branding or the avatar in the past, we were talking about that before on how important it is to identify who your target audience is, down to the books they read, the social media they hang out on, and their gender, how much money they make, all of those kind of things. And it's really, really important to take some time to really think about that person, because when you do, it makes it so much easier on everything from a marketing perspective. So Lee, let's talk a little bit about the importance of and the impact of your avatar on your branding when you're defining your brand strategy.
Well, I love what you just said about that. And it goes to what you've spoken also about standing out. Standing out with the right people. What does standing out mean in a noisy marketplace? We've got almost 6 billion pages on the internet. So, how are they going to get to you? Well, it's through the messaging, it's through your logos, colors, and fonts, and it's through where your marketing puts them. But if you don't know who they are, nothing. You're not going to have the right message, you're not going to have the right colors, and you're certainly not going to be able to have the right marketing strategy to get that message and your offers in front of them. So, as luck has it, as the times have it, we are in the age of authenticity. We hear that a lot, don't we? Authenticity. Well, we're each unique and different. We're each distinct. We each come with our own superpowers. That's what authentic is. That's what authenticity is. It's embracing our weirdness. That thing, that thing that you've squished all your life. Well,
Oh, whatever. I don't squish my weirdness. I'm just weird.
not anymore, right? We don't have to hold back anymore. I mean, but we want it to be in the context of why they should care, right?
True.
Um, so this is why they should care part. So if we go back to my three basic questions, who am I and what do I stand for? Folks, this is your brand positioning. Positioning. What position do you take in your business? What position do you take in your industry? What makes you different? What makes you stand out from the rest of the pack that's doing the same thing you're doing? That is your authentic soul story branding. Who am I? What do I stand for? Right? Why is that important? Why am I talking about that when you're asking me about our audience and our ideal client avatar? Well, here's why. Because we're in the age of authenticity, because we're on a huge, noisy marketplace in the digital world that we need to create connection in, we get to leverage attracting people who are of like minds, who need our services. What I'm talking about is resonance. So, Rebecca, I gave you that sweet spot of spiritual marketing diagram. There you go. Let's break this down. I call this the sweet spot of spiritual marketing, and here's why. I don't know if you've had anybody tell you. I remember, I don't know, somebody saying, well, if you want to start a business, this was like 35 years ago, you look at your skills and talents and what they need, and there you go. You got a business. Well, that's the yellow. That's that little yellow piece. Your positioning is your skills and talents, and it answers, what am I selling? And your avatar, your audience, is what they need. And you match those up and you get the yellow. Do you understand me? And that's a pretty big slice of the pie. But when we can narrow it down to the resonance piece in this Venn diagram and get to that green, do we love each other? Your sales are gonna go up. You will sell more products. People will buy your programs because they get that you understand them. Remember, it's not the logo that creates the connection. It's a person's ability to understand that you really get them, that you really know what they're struggling with, and that you have the expertise, the authority, the positioning, the experience to solve that problem. That's what it's about. When you start playing and marketing in these bigger pools, you run the risk of your message getting lost. You know what I mean, Rebecca?
I do. Yep.
So, that's what I think you were saying, is that we can do the old way of matching our skill set with what they need, and you're going to make some sales, because eventually people will be like, oh, okay, I guess that will solve my problem. But when you can really talk to them in a way that creates that know, like, and trust factor, and they love you, they recognize you on the spot as their leader, as the person who's going to make their life better. It's that third question. How are you going to make my life better? Why should I care? Who am I? What do I stand for? Answers your positioning. Why should they care? Brings in resonance. If you do it in a way with that first step, getting your message clear and cohesive first.
I love that. That is fantastic. That is so true too. And we tend to overlook one or two pieces. I mean, a lot of you out there probably have already done maybe one, maybe two, but not necessarily all three. And it's the combination of all three that is that sweet spot, as you so aptly put it, is that perfect combination, that is that magic formula that really connects, because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to connect, to position yourself as the expert, to connect in such a way that they know, like, and trust you, and then to be able to offer that solution in such a way that it becomes a no-brainer. Like, it's not about
So why?
pricing.
Why would it? Here's one for you. Why would I call it spiritual? What else happens? What other connection is happening in this scenario that you just,
Well, it's a
like,
deeper
it's a mirror?
connection.
With who? With yourself.
Mm-hmm.
What it does is it fosters a relationship between you and your business. I ask all my clients to start developing that relationship. Make that connection with yourself. Get in alignment. Come into alignment and balance with the truth of who you are. Serve those people. And that's why you launch with confidence, because you know what to say, you know what to put on the flyer, you know what's going on your homepage, you know what marketing strategy to do.
Wow, Lee, that is
You
so powerful, because even from a personal perspective, when I first started, the hardest part in the beginning is the insecurities, the fear. You know, your fear of failure, your fear that nobody will like you, or the fear of rejection, the fear that it's not going to be good enough, the fear that it's not going to perform the way you need it to or the way you want it to.
much
And
less putting your picture on your
yeah,
homepage.
yeah, no kidding. Or doing videos. Oh my goodness. I never would have pictured myself doing stuff like this back in the beginning. And just as for you guys out there, this is totally live. This is unrehearsed. This is completely like,
Yeah.
not live to you, but this was like a spontaneous interview that we just kind of put together. So I have no idea what Lee's going to say, and vice versa. But yeah, this is really powerful, and it's a really good point that we often overlook, because when you define and answer those questions on a deeper level, it really does eliminate some of that peripheral stumbling blocks, that maybe even limiting beliefs that you're personally dealing with, that is standing in the way of the success in your business.
Oh, you know what? I have this great exercise. It's called um, uh, what- My Avatar is Me. And it goes
Oh,
right to those beliefs and stuff. Why don't I get you to put that in the resources or something?
okay, that's great. Thank you, Lee. That would be fantastic. I'm sure everybody out there
Because
would really love that.
yeah, this whole process, the way we do it, when you look at yourself first and what you're bringing to the table, your beliefs are going to come up. Your limiting beliefs are going to be like right front and center, right? It's like, oh no, we can't go there anywhere but there. um, and so when you work through all this, number one, you connect with your deeper knowing, your authentic self. You're going to stand out because of it, and you're going to attract people who like you, who love what you're selling, and they can pay you.
Right.
Like, let's be real, right?
Which helps then with things like your pricing strategy, or
All of
even
it.
all of that stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
Your
So that's
sales
where
funnels, where you're going
you
to do
can
your
see
marketing
now where
strategies.
the marketing, from a marketing perspective, the brand strategy is the foundation that everything else is built off of.
Your marketing becomes so much easier.
Yeah, absolutely. Even on what to say on your Facebook campaigns, or what to say on your sales pages, and how to get the point across for what it is that you can do, and what how to build the value for the pricing structure that you've chosen. All of those things. It all
Yeah, when
boils
you
down
have
to
all
these.
this yeah, when you have all this content, then you, Rebecca, doesn't have to go reinvent the wheel every time, your client says, "Well, I want to build this sales funnel." You save so much time and money. So much time and money with this whole process when you build this strong foundation of clear messaging with content, with plenty of content that you can just repurpose and be consistent with. And we're going to talk about that in another segment. So stay tuned.
Excellent. Awesome. So exciting. So as you can see then, the impact of your avatar, it starts off with those three questions, but it's deeper than that. So not only are we, what we've talked about in the past on other sections of really thinking about who is your perfect client, you're also breaking it down into yourself as the perfect client, and how you got where you are today, and why the perfect client should work with you, because you understand where they are right now. You understand what it's going to take to get where you are now, and to recognize too that there's always going to be people out there that know more than you in this topic, and there's always going to be people who know less than you, and those are the people who are our audience, is the ones that you can help bring to your level. But to identify your avatar through these exercises that Lee is helping us with, and also to define your brand, will make it so much easier on a grander scope. So I'm super excited to move on to the next section, because I'm learning even along with this on different techniques and stuff like that as well. So that is on the avatar. Be sure to check the download section that goes with this video, since Lee's going to send me over the avatar exercise. And we'll
Mhm.
jump on to the next one, where we're really going to dive into the key elements of an effective brand strategy. We'll see you on the next video.